Welcome back into the Sports Source. This segment brought to you by Medic Regional Blood Center. A few months ago, I went downtown to their Ayler Avenue location to give blood. If I'm going to ask you folks to do it, I should know the process, I felt, so I went down. It's an easy process. You do a quick questionnaire. You give life-saving blood. You're in, you're out. I don't think I was even in there an hour. There is no better way to give back to your community, folks. Medic Regional Blood Center. Take me up on that. Do it. All right. Had a little fun this week. The folks at VegasInsider.com have the over-under win totals listed for all of the SEC's teams. I laid out each team's league schedule and then applied those over-under expectations from Vegas to the schedule. Let me give you an example. Here's what the over-under numbers are in Las Vegas for all the teams. You knew that Tennessee was 5.5. That's the over-under. Alabama 10.5. Georgia 10.5 wins. What I did was, if you played Alabama and Georgia in the same year, like Tennessee does, then you get 10.5 and 10.5 put on your slate and your 8-game schedule. So when you look up the toughest schedules, let's go ahead and flip it. Toughest are in the high left, easiest are in the green down there at the lower right. LSU, they got Georgia, they got Alabama, Auburn does too, and so does Tennessee. So those are the three that have all of them, and it is not looking pretty for those. Those are the toughest schedules in the league. Tennessee is number 2 in terms of just your SEC strength of schedule. Alabama has the easiest schedule in the West, mainly because they don't have the, if you don't play yourself, you don't put that 10.5 there. South Carolina and Georgia. Georgia, the same thing. You don't have the 10.5. But South Carolina has the easiest road in the East. Makes you wonder, you know, should they be, I'll be interested to see where they're picked in the media poll come summer. But your thoughts on what you saw there?
I looked at that and saw the over here on the easy column, 6 out of the 7, I believe, SEC East teams were over there on the East because they don't have to play Alabama.
Right.
It's exactly
Tennessee's the one
right.
that's gotta play
And
on
obviously, the flip side of that, Tennessee was the only one on the tough side. So,
Which we've talked about for years.
and it seems like you always draw those teams at the worst times when they're really playing better in the West. And West traditionally has been like a 70% winner against the East.
When was the last time Tennessee beat a West team?
2010, Ole Miss.
Ole Miss.
So, I mean, you're drawing them at the worst times, which means it's during football season.
Yeah, toughest schedule in the SEC. Makes it a rough road to hoe for first-year coach Jeremy Pruitt, which I want to get your guys' take on this next. We're just going to have an open conversation. You've seen those numbers. You know it's going to be a tough slate ahead. If you didn't already, that kind of proves it based on what Vegas sees coming down the pike. What are our concerns? We've seen a spring practice. We've seen a signing day. If we have concerns about Jeremy Pruitt, and this isn't a final word, a final verdict, I know I'm going to get that. How can you pick any negatives? We pick positives. Is there anything you're concerned about? That's what we're going to talk about next. And we're back on the Sports.